You on YouTube?
Yeah. What's up, fellas?
What's up?
Hey, y'all Muslims, I'm assuming?
Oh my goodness, I know you, bro.
Yeah.
On YouTube, bro.
Yeah. What's up, guys? So we're going around campus asking the Muslims why we should... Your sign is upside down, bro. Goodness, man, forgive me. We're talking about why should we believe Muhammad. Would you guys like to give maybe your best reason why we should believe Muhammad?
Nah, I'm okay.
Okay, you okay? Y'all don't want to give us your reason?
I want to have it. It's gonna be a waste of time. So.
Why would you say that?
Because you talked to one of my good friends before, so I feel like you already talked to him. Ain't nothing you get from me, you know?
I don't understand that.
We have ours. You know what I mean? For you, your religion. For us, it's ours.
What exactly does that mean though for like discourse? If somebody who's seeking Islam or getting some information?
Yeah, we see you online and stuff, and it's like you're a respectful dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No point. There's probably people there. They got a stand over there.
Where?
So if you go inside the union, they got an Islam stand over there. You can probably talk to them.
They're set up right now.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Yeah, we'll talk to we'll go talk to somebody with the stand up. Yeah, y'all take care, man. Okay, we'll try it. What's up, y'all? I like the shirt, man.
Yeah, thank you.
What's up, y'all? I get a lady.
Oh my God! Hi.
What's up, y'all? Y'all students up here?
Yeah.
So
We have a college campus ministry.
We're about to go out and evangelize right now. It's crazy that we just ran.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's look at us. That's insane. Can I see this? Yeah. So we got breath of revival, worship and prayer night. Okay. I ain't mad at y'all.
Friday,
What brings you to
6:30.
OSU?
Just trying to do some ministry, man. Trying to find some Muslims to talk to and give them the gospel. So, so is this building right here?
Yeah, we talked to them last week. They brought you up, ironically.
They brought me up? Why you catch a strays, bro? I be minding my own business, man. Goodness, can I talk about Jesus? Good.
So yeah, if you just walk in straight, those doors and straight across, you'll see on the right.
All right, so I'm a little hard with directions. So is it this building to my left or is it straight?
Let's go.
Okay.
But no, yeah,
I'm actually.
it's good. Like this is even more because we're just praying for revival on campus.
Yeah.
A lot of us have just been trying to, one, spread the gospel, and then one, just bring that realness back.
For sure.
But yeah,
That's what I'm talking about.
it's such a ask you a quick question real quick.
Yeah.
What does like your prayer life look like for evangelists, like evangelizing specifically?
Oh, well, I have my time in the mornings, usually my time in the mornings. That's when I, have most of my time to be alone with the Lord, And then like when I'm on the way, obviously, I'll just, be in prayer mode.
Yeah.
Praying that the Holy Spirit goes before me and, reaches the hearts that I would come in contact with and just be able to plant the seed. So it's all up to God at the end of the day, man. All we do is plant seeds, right? We ain't convincing nobody. It says ask a Muslim. All right, cool. Yeah.
All right, nice to meet you.
Thank you guys. Appreciate you.
A lot of people have already spoken with you, and we spoke with you at Columbus State. So
I've never spoken to you before.
I understand, but
Okay.
my friend spoke to you. I'm gonna say the same thing.
So you're on the same program as them. You put up a sign, say ask a Muslim. You draw Christians over here to have the discussion to say no to a knowledgeable Christian who knows your religion.
I understand, but we already spoke with you.
You didn't speak with me. This is my first time here. I just met these brothers and sisters for the first time, and they told me, hey, there's a Dawah table in there. They'll talk to you.
I understand.
Oh, here's my disappointment. Muslims got a Dawah table up here. They say, hey, Muslims, hey, people, come ask questions about Islam. We come ask questions about Islam. They say, no, we don't want to talk to you because you know too much. We appreciate it. Yeah, you did. You know that I know you're religious, so you don't want to talk.
We already spoke with you.
No, you never spoke with me.
We spoke with Ask a
You never spoke with me. Yeah, we spoke to you before. This is insane.
Brother, you can't tell us you've talked to us.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Pictures of you at Columbus State. How do you say?
With who? With you? Show us the pictures. This doesn't make any. It says ask a Muslim. We come ask a Muslim. No, we don't want to talk to you.
So guys,
Yeah, Jesus is a Muslim though.
Columbus State, we came here. We're at another college campus. The brother is telling us that he's spoken to us before. I don't know how, because we've never been here before.
Columbus State. This is like 2 hours ago.
Is that you?
No, this is my friend.
Okay, so we never spoke to you before.
No, you haven't spoke to me. I didn't say directly to me, but I'm saying that you've already spoken to us as no.
What did we speak to them about? Do you remember? Okay,
I just have pictures that you spoke with them, and they
Yeah.
recorded.
So we didn't speak about Islam. We spoke about the Bible, the deity of Christ. We didn't speak about Islam.
That's fine, but I just don't want to speak with you.
Why? That's my question when you have ask a Muslim. Why don't you want to talk to a Christian?
I understand, but people have already spoken with you online.
What does that have to do with you holding a conversation here in your job?
I believe that you are not sincere, so I just want
In
to
what
speak with other
way?
people.
In what way am I not sincere?
There are people online that have spoken to you. You guys, there's been debates. That's fine, but I just don't want to speak to you.
You said
I feel that there are people online. They've already answered your points, and we don't need to discuss it.
Answered what point specifically? Because on Jesus being a Muslim, you feel like that was answered?
Well, as Muslims, we believe that Jesus, right? He submitted his will to God, and that's exactly
I understand.
what being a Muslim means.
But so there's contention there because I understand that that's the usual definition, right? That people who submit to one God, that's what a Muslim is. But if I believe that I submit to one God, I'm a Christian, I believe Jesus is God, you wouldn't say that I'm a Muslim, right? So it's not as simple as that. There's more nuance to that, right? You have to have the right concept of God in order to be a Muslim, And so I think that I don't think it's on purpose, but I think that just saying Jesus is Muslim is very misleading because you're not saying it's not just believing in one God. That's not all it takes. Would you agree?
Well, Muslim, there's 6 articles of faith. One of them is believing in one God.
Yeah.
Another one is
Belief in the angels, the messengers, predestination, I think. The last day.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Day of judgment, divine decree.
Yeah. Yeah, what's up, bro? How's it going? Peace be upon you as well.
No, it's us.
Yes, so those articles, go ahead, those articles.
Right. So, as Muslims, we believe that all the messengers of God, they brought the same message. Right? To worship one God, right?
Yeah.
And to not associate partners with God, to obey God, right?
Yeah.
So, in that essence, right, we don't believe that Jesus even brought a different sort of message.
Yeah.
So, in that kind of logic, we believe that Jesus
No, thank you.
was
Appreciate it.
a Muslim as well. But in the Bible, like I said, Jesus said that he submitted his will to God. He also said the most important commandment is, "Hear, O Israel, your Lord our God, the Lord is one." Right? The same way the Muslims say, right? And Jesus, like I have on the banner, Jesus said the only true God is the Father. Right?
That's important. May I touch on that?
Yes.
So the reason why that's important is because, like I was saying, like let's say I believe in one God who sent messengers. I believe in the last day. I believe in predestination. I believe in the angels, right? And I believe in the books, right? But when I say I believe in one God, the God I'm talking about is Jesus Christ. You would say that I'm not a Muslim because I have the wrong concept of the one God, right? So I can fulfill all of those criteria, but if I have the wrong concept of who God is, I fail the criteria of being a Muslim. So to be a Muslim, the God I have to believe in is specifically the God that's described in the Quran. Would you agree with that?
Yes, but when Jesus says the only true God is the Father, does that mean Jesus is God?
Well, that's a different subject.
That's the point you just touched
on. No. I'm not talking about the deity of Christ. Let me grant that he's not God, right? I'm saying that
so who
he's
does Jesus worship? That's the point.
The Father. So what I'm saying is that you don't have to believe that you're God in order to be a Muslim, right? If you believe you're God, you're not a Muslim, right? Let's grant for the sake of argument that Jesus is not God. I'm talking about what Jesus believed about God, what he taught about God. And so one of the most important things about Islam, for example, is that Allah has no children, right? He doesn't beget nor is begotten. He has no sons. We are his servants, his slaves. With Jesus, he says, like you said, the one true God is the Father. That's obviously not Allah, unless you're saying that Allah is the Father. So do you see like where there's a contention there?
Crazy to see you in person. This is awesome.
Yeah, it's fun stuff, man. It's fun to do this in person. It's better getting in-person dialogue than just the online people, because people online can be a little different, but I like in-person connection.
I mean, I saw so many of your videos where you debated so many people in like California and all over the place. And then one of our guys texted on the group chat, he's like, Avery's at Columbus Day. I was here. I drove to Columbus Day so I could.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so that was funny.
Well, let me shake your hand again, bro. I never got your name.
Adil.
Yes. What does that mean? That's nice.
It means the just and the kind in Arabic.
Nice.
I gotta live up to it though.
Yeah.
It's a big name.
One of the names of Allah.
Nice. One of my some of my Muslim friends, they said, because like we have our discussions all the time, but like I'm very like nice with them. They said that if I was a Muslim, that they would name me Abdul Latif, which I think it means like servant of gentleness or something like that. But yeah, so going back, so Jesus says that the one true God is the Father. This would mean that either Allah is his father or he has a different concept of God than what's taught in Islam, right?
So the point I'm trying to make, not essentially that Allah is the Father or anything like that. I'm saying that if there is Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, and Jesus is a person of the Trinity, right?
That's our belief, but that's not relevant to the conversation.
No, I'm talking about John 17:3.
Sure.
So
Okay.
if Jesus is a person of the Trinity, right? And you have the Holy Spirit, he's a person of the Trinity.
Yeah.
And the Father is a person of the Trinity.
Yeah.
If Jesus, one of the persons of the Trinity, says to the Father that you are the only true God, that automatically discludes them from being the true God.
It doesn't, but again, that's another discussion. Because, my brother, I'm not talking about right now whether Jesus is God. I'm talking about whether or not he's a Muslim. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So I'm saying that Jesus, he did not. If he himself is not God and he worshipped the Father, right? In essence, he worshipped that one God.
All right, so let me go with you. Let's say that Jesus is not, let's say he's worshiping the Father, which I agree, he worshiped the Father. I would say in our paradigm, the Father also worships and glorifies the Son. It goes both ways. But just for this conversation, Jesus worships the Father. Can you be a Muslim and claim to be the Son of Allah? Right. So if Jesus is saying that the Father is the only true God, then that disqualifies him from being a Muslim.
Right. But what does it mean to be the Son of God?
It doesn't matter. It's like so.
That's the point.
Let me say why. Let me say why.
Son of God is not a biological Son of God.
Sure.
It's metaphorical.
I agree. It's not biological because God's not a biological being, but I don't think it's metaphorical. But let's go with this. Is Allah a father in any sense? Does he have sons in any sense, according to Islam? Right. So that's why I say it doesn't matter. Like, I'm not saying that to be stubborn, but it doesn't matter in what sense you say God is your father. In Islam, it's clear in no sense can anybody be a son of Allah, whether it's metaphorical, figurative, whatever. So however Jesus meant it, Islamically, he would be wrong. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm saying like a verse like that would disqualify him from being a Muslim because his concept of God is different from what is taught in the Quran.
I understand. But what do the people back then, what did they classify someone being a son of God? What was the reasoning for calling someone a son of God?
Again, there were different senses in which you could be the son of God. Jesus claimed to be the begotten son. You have Israel, who's adopted as a nation as his son. Angels are called sons of God. David is called a son of God. The kings of Israel are called sons of God. So you have different senses throughout the Bible where someone is a son of God. But the point is that in none of those senses is it correct. Because Allah doesn't have sons in any sense.
But it's metaphorical, it's not biological.
Like I said, even if it's metaphorical, it doesn't matter because Allah doesn't have metaphorical children.
So being a son of God is in essence being a righteous individual or pious individual, one who obeys God, worships God. It's not anything out of the ordinary.
I disagree.
If we take that definition, then there's no problem, right, for Jesus being called Son of God because he was a righteous person. He was the one who obeyed God and followed God.
So this is my problem, okay? Because I hear you. The problem is that Jesus makes a distinction between a son of God and a servant of God. Because a servant of God obeys God and does his will and stuff like that. But the son is different. He says that the slave or the servant doesn't remain in the house forever, but the son remains in the house forever, and whoever the son sets free is free indeed. So obviously there's a hierarchy when it comes to sonship and servanthood, right? Would you agree that, let's say a master of a household or owner of a household, his relationship with his son is definitely higher than his relationship with a servant? Would you agree?
Relationships, yes.
So Jesus says, he makes a distinction between sons and servants, and he declares himself to be a son of God, or even says we can be sons of God. So even if it's metaphorical, my brother, so I'm saying the Quran doesn't allow for a metaphorical father and son relationship. You know what I'm saying? And do we agree with that?
I wouldn't say I have a complete answer to that.
Well, that's fair. I appreciate your honesty.
Right. I know that for example, chapter 112 says, Allah does not beget nor is he begotten. I believe that is talking in a physical sense.
Yeah,
That
it comes
physically
from his
God-
own essence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But in terms of metaphorically, I don't have the answer for you.
So there's a verse in the Quran that I think alludes to this pretty good, because it's in chapter 19, Surah Maryam, verses 88 to 93. And so it's talking about how they ascribe to Allah a son, right? They say he has a son. And he says they have uttered an atrocious thing to where the heavens rupture, the mountains crumble, the earth shakes, that they say the most beneficent has a son. Far be it from him for him to take a son. And then he caps it off with this in verse 93. He says, there's none in the heavens or the earth that can come to the most beneficent except as a slave or a servant, however you want to translate the word. So this verse says that there's no way that you can come to Allah except as a slave. So that even eliminates a metaphorical relationship of son and fatherhood. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, one second, let me read it real quick.
Yeah, sure. That was chapter 19, verse 93.
Avery, did you ever go to a seminary?
I did not, no. Good question, bro. I do want to go to school for I want to learn Greek. I want to learn Hebrew. I also want to learn Arabic. Bro, I tried to, let me tell you, I tried to learn Arabic on YouTube for a day. Let me tell you, I couldn't, she showed me I was like, okay, there's the aleph, there's, whatever. She said, okay, now find the aleph in the word. She put a word together. I couldn't find. I was like, yeah, I'm done. I quit.
I'm trying it right now. I've been doing it for the past 6 months. It's really hard.
Yeah, it's tough because it's completely foreign to everything I know about letters. I gotta just forget everything I know about letters and just do something different.
So where do you get your knowledge of the gospel from?
Just reading scholarship, commentaries, church fathers, stuff like that.
So essentially, you've done the work of a seminary student. You just haven't.
In a way, yeah. I've studied, man. I got books that I still have to finish. I got books I got to start, but there's a lot of books that I've been reading that has helped me a lot throughout the years, and then also listening to a lot of scholarly lectures and stuff like that. It really helped a lot over the years.
So for any Christian or Muslim that wants to study, would you say to go to seminary, or would you say you can self-study and get to that knowledge point? Because the risk of that is you could read works by people who are trustworthy, but you can also read people who are not.
Exactly. Yeah. You got That's the thing too, is you gotta be careful who you pick up a book and that person could be completely unreliable using wrong sources. That's why you gotta when they put footnotes, you gotta check those footnotes out, those sources out, and so you can verify. There's ways to verify, but it does take more work.
Yeah.
But I don't think seminary is bad at all. You can go to seminary and learn if that's what you want to do. Go to seminary. If you don't have the funds or whatever, and you just want to get some books, learn figure out who's reliable. That's what I would say, to check that out.
And there's interpretations of things too, right?
Yeah.
When you read something from the original language, translating something from Arabic to English, you can't read the English and then understand the meaning, right? So you have to read the Greek and Hebrew.
Yeah.
So is there a specific person whose interpretation you kind of trust, or do you interpret it to yourself?
Yeah, so there's not a specific person that I'm okay, whatever they say, I'm going with every time. But we have church fathers, we got certain Christian scholars that that we can compare to when we're reading. We can compare, see what the majority says and how they understand the verses, the context, and we can go that way. We got to also use our discernment as well. So it's not I don't have a scholar that I'm oh, if he says this, then yeah, that's it's I'm sold on it type of thing.
Does the Christian faith have scholars that people can generally turn to?
Yeah, they're called church fathers. Yeah, they'll be church fathers. They could turn to the church fathers, and then you can compare what one church father says with others, and see where the consensus is, or see where they differ, and kind of make a judgment.
Because Islamically, we have certain teachers that you can turn to, like scholars.
Yeah,
right? We
yeah.
have Bukhari, we have Muslim.
Yeah. Got the tafsir, Ibn Kathir in them.
So, do you know anyone in the Christian faith that people generally?
Yeah, there's people like Augustine. There's people like Polycarp. Justin Martyr's huge.
Constantine?
Say that again?
Constantine?
No, not Constantine. No, Constantine was an emperor. He wasn't a theologian or nothing like that. But yeah, so yeah, we got quite a few. Irenaeus, Ignatius, quite a few.
One What about
Athanasius.
Forgetting his name. Who's the textual criticism scholar?
Bart Ehrman? He's an atheist.
But he used to be Christian before, right?
Yeah, but not based off of. He left Christianity because of the problem of evil.
I thought he became agnostic.
Yeah, agnostic. He goes by agnostic atheist. So
That's contradictory.
I agree. I agree, bro.
Like one time there was an atheist Jew that pulled up here. I'm like, how does that make any sense?
Yeah, I agree. So
Would you say Bart Ehrman's a trusted source?
not completely, because I think he's good on his scholarship when it comes to textual criticism. But there's other people that has the same level that disagree with him on certain things. When it comes to his theology, he's not a theologian. So when he starts making theological claims, like whether or not the Bible teaches Jesus is God or not, he's way off. So depends on the area that you're asking about.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you believe that there comes a point where you can't preach to someone before, right? Like there's a verse in the Quran that says, "Lakum dinukum waliya din." So tell, O Prophet Muhammad, to the disbelievers, for you is your faith and for us is ours.
Yeah, there comes a point.
Do you believe there is a point where you can only preach to someone to some extent before you realize that they've strayed far away?
Yeah. Jesus even tells us when you just preach the gospel to one town and they don't listen to you, dust your hands and move on to the next. So we use the sermon. He even says, "Do not cast your pearls before swine. Give what is holy to the dogs," meaning like if the person is just spiritually stubborn, like don't give, like stop wasting your time and energy. Let them go. So it does come to a point like that. Yeah.
So do you believe that there's a point in our conversation today where we can talk for only some extent before you know that we've reached the end of it?
Not really. I mean, unless you guys are like, so for example, with this brother here, so far he's been intellectually honest with me. He hasn't been playing games. He's been honest, answering as best as he could. So that shows a genuineness, even though we disagree. So the way that in his character he has honesty shows that we can have these conversations and he can make me think about something. I can make him think differently about something, So he's shown openness to that. Even talking to you right now, you're showing openness by even asking me the type of questions, and these are good questions. You show openness to it. So, but if you guys show dishonesty and you don't care about the explanations or not willing to think about what I'm asking, then that's closed-mindedness.
It goes both ways.
Agreed, absolutely. It goes both ways. If a Christian is like that, dishonest, not trying to really engage honestly and genuinely, dust your hands off.
Can you post that part, by the way?
Y'all heard that, right?
Do you plan on speaking to any Muslim apologetics anytime soon? Because I know you spoke to Sheikh Luqman.
Daniel Hakikachu, I have a debate with him in July.
Libiano?
No, not Libiano. He's one of those guys I dust my hands off. The reason why is because he takes it beyond religion. Like he made a video saying that my wife is a whore. So when you go that far, you cross that line, you dust your hands off. This person is not someone you can talk to because you're taking it personally. So did you what you find?
So this verse, this is like AI, and I'm reading some clips here.
Sure.
But it means every being in the heavens and earth will return to Allah as a submissive servant. This is talking about the day of judgment. So when the people on the heaven, not the heavens, but people on the earth, when they return to Allah, they will return to Him as a submissive, only as a servant. And an example I can give you is Ibrahim alayhi salam. Abraham, he is called Khalilullah. What does that mean? It means a friend of Allah. Is that? No. That's also a metaphor or a relationship that he has with Allah, right? But on the day of judgment, he will also return as a servant to Allah.
Okay. So you said that was an AI explanation?
It is Google AI explanation, but
So can I tell you why I disagree with that?
Go ahead.
So the reason why I disagree with that is because in context, it's not talking about anything about Judgment Day. The context is talking about Allah having a son, the relationship He has with creation, And so it says nothing.
And all of them are coming to Him on the day of the resurrection.
All right, so that's next. So that's a completely different context.
Right. But he is saying, so this is Surah Maryam, right? So when he says there's no one on the heavens and earth, that he comes to the most merciful as a servant, and he has enumerated them, counting them, a full counting, and all of them are coming to him on the day of judgment. When he talks about coming to him, talking about the day of judgment.
Yeah, but that's in that verse. That's
2 verses later. That's part of the context.
So what I'm saying is that's in addition to what he already said. So one, there's none that can come to him except as a slave, yada, 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 and everyone's going to return to him on Judgment Day, right?
As a slave.
Exactly. So I'm not saying that's negating
Does
that.
anyone even come to Allah?
Huh?
When do people come to Allah?
Don't you go to Allah in your prayers?
Yes, but when he's talking about coming, it's a physical coming. When you return
How do you know
to
that?
Allah. So will come.
No, the word Muhammad means correct. Muhammad also means like to correct. I know how to speak Arabic. Yeah, so
Like I understand the Arabic word is to come, but like the context will tell us if it's like coming physically or coming like just in relationship.
If 2 verses later it talks about the day of judgment, it's talking about coming to Allah on the day of judgment.
So then can I then make that case then that this is only talking about Allah having a son in the case of the day of judgment? That maybe before the day of judgment he has sons, but only on the day of judgment he doesn't have sons?
was your plan to be in this university, by the way?
No, not at all.
Showed up?
Yeah.
Did you know we had the table set up here?
No. So we popped up here. We was like walking around the campus just to, to see where everybody was posted at. So we started walking this way, ran into some Christian students here. They say, "Oh yeah, man, there's a Muslim group on the inside." No, first it was the Muslims who told us. I saw some young Muslims like, "Hey guys, you want to talk about Muhammad?" They're like, "No, but there's a Muslim group on the inside. If you go into this building, they'll talk to you." Then the Christian brothers and sisters, they showed us where to go. So it just worked out.
What are you guys doing in Columbus?
Huh?
What are you doing in Columbus?
We're going to Dearborn. So we came visited them first. Started to do some outreach out here, hit the colleges. But our main event is Dearborn, Michigan today, tomorrow.
What's the event?
Just going to the neighborhoods, the masjids, and trying to get conversations with some imams, some sheikhs, see if some knowledgeable people would talk to us.
Are you planning on talking to Sheikh Osman again or not?
I mean, I'm not gonna like go after him, but let's say if I'm in San Diego again and he's there, I'll talk to him. But
You went to his masjid, right?
Huh?
You went to his masjid, but he wasn't there?
yeah, yeah. Some of the Muslims invited me. This is what you got.
Verse 87. None will have the power of intercession. Do you know what intercession is?
To pray for someone else.
No, intercession like on the day of judgment, like someone can basically say something for you on their behalf. Like
Yeah, to pray for someone else, right? Oh, but you're saying it's specifically Day of Judgment?
Yes. So intercession. So first it says, on the day we'll gather the righteous, so on the day meaning the day of judgment, right? And we'll drive the criminals in hell's and thirst. None will have the power of intercession, so this is obviously talking about the day of judgment, except he who had taken most from the most of government, and they say, so it's talking about these people.
Right, so the conversation switches from what he's going to do on the Day of Judgment, right?
But who says this?
The people who are like disbelievers, hypocrites probably.
On the day of judgment.
So all of this is on the Day of Judgment.
No, but they say on the day of judgment. So on the day of judgment, they'll say the most merciful has taken the son.
Wait, so they don't say that now and then currently?
They say it currently, but you're saying on the day of judgment. But now, Allah is saying you have done an atrocious thing. The heavens and the earth almost rupture from their statements, right?
Okay.
And they attribute to the most merciful a son.
So that's talking about currently.
It is not appropriate. No, it's not talking about.
Look, brother, look. If I you Ibn Kathir, you follow like tafsir and stuff like that, like commentary. It's been a long time since I looked at what he says, but if I think it's current. Let's go to 88. Let's see. So 88 to 95, he says, the stern rejection of attributing a son to Allah. After Allah affirms in this noble surah that Isa was a worshiper and a servant of Allah, and he mentioned his birth without a father, he then begins refuting those who claim that he has a son. Holy is he and far exalted is he above such description, Allah says. So, and this is starting in verse 88. So he's talking about the current claims, not what they would claim on Judgment Day.
Yeah, well, gospel doesn't. Gospel isn't just directly. It's talking about.
He begins refuting those who claim that Allah is the Son, right? But these people are talking also on the day of judgment.
I see. Look, because I see why you saying, like, don't think that I'm stubborn. I see why you're saying that, because it's talking prior about the day of judgment. So I see how you're getting that. My thing is that I feel like this section of him talking about the sonship is a general rejection directed at the people in that time that's still claiming that he has children, that he has a son, you know? So I wouldn't relegate it to just Judgment Day, but also the people that's there in Muhammad's time saying that Jesus is the Son of Allah, or others.
Yeah, so I mean, there's many places in the Quran where Allah says He doesn't have a son, right?
Yeah.
The point that we're trying to make is that when you talk about this verse here, there's no one in the heavens or earth that comes to the Most Merciful
Except as a slave.
servant,
Yeah.
right? So I'm saying that is only on the Day of Judgment, that they come to Him as a servant and a slave.
Okay, so why can't they come to Allah as a metaphorical son?
A metaphorical son. Well, because in this verse it says when they come to Allah on the Day of Judgment, they come to Him as a slave.
Right. So this disregards any type of sonship relationship, whether it's metaphorical, literal, figurative, whatever. He rejects any sense of sonship to him in this day, right? So that's what I'm saying. So if you're teaching that God is your father in any sense, he's saying no, because you can only come to him even on this day as a servant, not as a son.
Was Jesus a servant of God?
It's a good question. So this one, you would agree that sons, like children, are servants of their parents, right? Right. So yes, Jesus was a servant of God, but he wasn't merely a servant. He was also he claimed to also be his son, which takes it a step further with their relationship.
Just as Abraham was a servant of God, right? He was also a friend of God. That's what the Quran says. So it's not, Abraham's not going to come on the Day of Judgment being a friend of God. He's going to be a servant of God.
So do you believe that when Abraham returns to Allah, that on the Day of Judgment he's still his friend?
He was regarded as his friend, but he returns to him as a servant.
But is he also both though? Not just merely a servant, but he's also a friend?
On the Day of Judgment, according to this verse, I feel no. But I'm not 100% educated to give you a scholarly level response.
Could it be possible, if we're being charitable, could it be possible that Abraham would be an exemption to the rule, an exception to the rule? Because God had a special relationship with him?
Right, many prophets had different relationships with God.
Yeah.
So Moses spoke to God, but Abraham never spoke to God, right?
Right.
He was a friend of God. And Jesus was a spirit from Allah, right? That's another thing. The Prophet he went to the heavens, right, on the night journey.
Yeah.
So each prophet has a different relationship with God. To say that one is an exemption, I don't think that makes sense.
Okay, so Abraham can only return to Allah as a servant, not even a friend. No one can return to Allah except as a servant. And so
return to Allah on the Day of Judgment.
right. So this is what it seems to me. We have a rejection of having any children throughout the Quran. We have an explicit rejection of any sense that he has sons when you return to him on the Day of Judgment. According to Ibn Kathir, he seems to be addressing even the people rejecting them in that time as people having saying Allah's sons. So it seems like the Quran is clear that there is no way where Allah has children, that he has sons, in no way, shape, or form. And to say that you are a son of Allah or a daughter of Allah in any sense would be going against Islam. Would you agree?
I don't know about metaphorical, because like I said before, what does it mean to be a son of God?
Okay.
Like biological or like something like that.
Can I show you that Allah rejects even metaphorical? Because that would be one of them. But here's another one. Yes. Yeah. So now with the Jews, for example, the Jews also claim to be sons of Allah, His loved ones. So, and then he says, oh, you got the Quran over. It's chapter 5.
Look at you.
so cute. You running, huh? You gotta try to post some clips anywhere, huh? I see how it is. That's a cute little.
Caleb is hilarious.
He said he wasn't actually saying.
Huh? No, I
You
didn't.
said that, right? At the start. You guys like, when
No, I didn't.
you show your photo.
No, you said that you talked to us, and we said we never
As an
talked to you.
organization.
Okay. So, in chapter, where'd he go?
Sorry, we have there's a rule in the university that we have to be behind the table, and we have so many people in front of the table. We have so many people in front of the table. We just have to make sure that they're, you know.
So what can we do?
To be honest, we're trying to figure that out because we got a warning before. We don't want to get kicked out.
Yeah. Well, if you need me to tell them anything to spread out or something, just let me know.
I have a question for you though. Do you ever think you're gonna become Muslim?
No.
Never.
No. I feel like I know too much to become Muslim. There's too many problems for me, you know.
So then you would never worship what we worship, and we would never worship what you worship, right? So do you believe there's a point to this conversation?
Yeah, because there's a possibility that your minds can be changed. You know, it's happened. Like I've had these conversations where, you know, I'm speaking with devout Muslims and they change their minds. You know, so there's always a chance. You never know.
So then, do you keep that chance for yourself as well?
No, there's no possibility for me.
But you would tell the Muslims to have an open mind, right? Like be sincere.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying I have an open mind, but because of, like, I'm open to the truth. If something is objectively false, it's false. I can't like fix my mind to try to accept something that I've seen that is false, like objectively. You know, not because of my bias or anything like that. You know. So yeah, so I'm not saying that Islam is false because I'm a Christian, I'm against Islam. I've read the Quran, I've read Hadith. You know, I've read the entire book of Destiny in Sahih Muslim. Like I sat on my couch just scrolling and just reading each Hadith. You know, in that particular book, that chapter. So it's like I'm not uneducated about what I'm disagreeing with. You know what I'm saying?
But just like you would tell me to keep that chance that Christianity is the truth, then you should also keep that chance that there is a chance that Islam will be the truth.
Look, here's what I say. If my problems can be solved that I have with the Quran, with Islam, then that would open me up to it. So like I'm live all the time. I have these discussions, so I'm open to someone refuting the issues that I have. And I can I've changed my minds on the stuff before. You know, I've used the argument before, bro, and a knowledgeable Muslim said, hey man, this is this, so this is why this doesn't work. I said, okay, yeah, I never used it again.
We need to play us, and then we'll come back.
I have one more thing for you. So if all your doubts about Islam are cleared,
then I'm open to Islam being true.
then you would take the shahada?
No, you're not.
If it's true.
If it's true, you would take. So you
Yes.
still keep that
This
chance.
is his career, man.
It's not about that.
It's okay, bro. We already talked.
It's fine.
Yeah, so it's not about that for
I
me.
respect that though.
Yeah.
Your doubts are clear. Do you want to come pray with us?
No.
Can you pray with us or no?
No, because you guys pray to a different God. You know, just like you couldn't come into a church and pray with me, could you?
Can you come pray with us with the intention of praying to your God?
No, because that pretense is like, you know, or let's say we could pray at the same time. I'm praying to my God, you're praying to Allah. We could do that, sure.
Let's go.
But
We can do that.
No, man.
Come on, man. We're trying to make brotherhood here.
We're doing it. Look, you see the smile on your face.
10 minutes and then we'll come back.
Okay,
Are you gonna be here in 10 minutes?
sure. Yeah, we can hang. Well, it's up to.
Come on, Ellie. This is like we're having the best time here. You know?
Honestly, we
on and
are.
off, where I keep telling them we're on, we're off, we're on, we're off. They do have a table for us there, but I can tell them we're here.
You guys have a table set up?
We're going to eat. There's some people who want to get some food with us.
There's a cafe right there.
Oh, they're like they got reservations for us, so it'll be kind of messed up if we flaked.
So crazy though, because I've watched so many videos of you, and then just having you stand in front of me is like.
Is it different from what you've seen and then?
It's more real. You know, I like that.
You keep telling me to not delay the prayer. for Dawah, so come on.
Yeah, pray, bro. But I'll try to be right here, bro.
Come pray with us.
I can't.
Hey, stay here until we come back.
I'll see. I'll talk to the group.
We're having a good. Take a date. Take a date.
Sure. Which one are the best? Oh, this one says almond. I'll try almond.
Take all three.
Bro, there's almond and old.
Oh, okay.
All right, we'll be back.
Dark chocolate.
Logic